Here today I'm going to be showing you how to build this like kind of main view for your application that can navigate through between those several different views. You can expand like up to I believe 10 because that's how many it can take. Don't quote my word for it. By shoving in like a more these like items. And it has another like a feature that you can jump to like a different tab bar just like by hitting those kind of like buttons here. But before I get into actual programming, I would like to show you my pattern using some kind of doodles and stuff. So okay, here's how we're going to build this. So we're gonna set up a router class outside of this view scope, or it's like a view struct scope, whatever you want to call it, because and we're going to set this up as a singleton. So anywhere in the app we can actually grab a property of this and manipulate this. That way we can just like navigate like in between those kind of like a tab item, whatever, like whenever we want, or like a lot easily. And delete these. And since TabView takes in as a selection, as a binding, then we can just like feed this one into it. So basically, whenever we change the value of this, TabView will automatically route us to like this TabView item according to whatever value we kind of like fit in here, and those value is linked to those like tag properties for each TabView items. And let's say the traditional approach for this kind of stuff is basically like in the view level. Let's say, let's call it a home view. You would have at state, say selected tab, into like a 0, and then in the tab view on your body as a selection, you would I think you need a $sign at selected tab here, and then you just like do all the like logic inside this home view scope. This way, let's consider a scenario where you have a view here, and inside that view you have a child view. And if this child view here wants you to navigate through this view, how are you going to do that? Well, it is not impossible, gotta say, but you will have to inject this entire state variable as a binding in the first child view, and then the first child view needs to get that thing injected to the second child view. Now that's complicated, and I really don't want to do that. Plus, like writing a unit test for that class is just going to be like a freaking nightmare. Instead, what we can do, let me choose a different color. Instead, we can just grab a hold of this router.shared, because .shared is, like basically singleton. Router.share selected tab, and then like manipulate that to like 0 or like 2, and then it will automatically switch your tab to the second one or like a third one, like whatever you want to like route it to. So okay, that's the basic architecture or like a pattern for this tab view And now let's get to the programming part. A new app from our new project pane. We're gonna name it tutorial. I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna name it this way, and we're gonna create this on desktop. All right. And since I'm not a huge fan of this preview screen, I'm just gonna like dismiss it by pressing hold Option, Command, and Return. It just goes away. If you wanna like bring that back up, Option, Command, Return, just like so. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is to make a new Swift file. We're gonna call it a router. Create, and this will conform to observable object. Class router observable object, and then the first thing we're going to do is to make it a singleton. How we do that? We can just make it as a static let shared router. The reason behind this name shared is that I think that's the that's Apple's convention. So basically, whenever we're doing URL task or something like that, they always like call it URL session that's shared and like do data test or somewhere like that. So we're just gonna try to follow that convention. And the next thing we're going to do is to make a published variable called selected tab. We're going to initialize it to 0 because, you know, number starts at 0, right? And let's go back to content view. Since we're not using any sort of a preview, I'm going to comment this out just by selecting multiple lines and hit Command and the slash or the one right below question mark or whatever. I never understood those kind of names. So for our body, we're going to replace this with TabView. And then we should have, so basically what we need to do is to understand this like a router, right? But we cannot technically inject it here like this router.shared.selected tab. No, we cannot do that. We would love to do this, but no. Because we need to make it as an environment object. var, let's call it a router, R-O-U-T-R. It's a type of router, and we're going to feed it from tutorial app. This is the important part. We need to give it from the one level up. Environment object, and then we can just say router.shared. Now I'm going to disable this and try to make it like this. And let's see what happens. See, we cannot do that. All right, as for selection, we're going to, since this one wants you to feed in a binding variable, we're going to give it a $, router.selected tab. And then this is going to be the first one, second one, third. Yeah, let's just give it 3 items. And then we're going to say navigation view. Now you don't necessarily have to put that into like a navigation view. I usually just like put in navigation view nonetheless because like, we will probably doing some kind of like navigation inside that view with the like a child views and like a child view, child view, child view, like that kind of hierarchy. So and like managing that in that child view level is just kind of redundant. So I just try to like wrap it in the highest like a possible level, which is this one right here. And we're going to say text main view. And since this is going to be small, I'm just going to give it a font of dot title with some font weight of a bold. And let's just give it a navigation title too. Navigation title, text, 1. And then we're going to attach a tab item to it. Tab item, label, and this is just going to be like a text label. Let's just call it main view. Yeah, let's do a camel case. And the important part, we need to give this one a tag value, like so, 0. And so you have the first view right here, and I'm just gonna copy paste that, change the tag view, not the tag view, tag value to 1, and label second, 2, second. You just give it some more color, so it's better. Foreground color dot. Let's just give it a blue, I guess. Third view, 3, third. Yes, I'm almost 30 and I still make shit jokes. Please get over it. So basically this is how we are going to do this, and let's see if it runs. I'm gonna hit Command plus R. That basically built a iPod Touch. That's icky. Since we have iPhone 13 running, I'm just, oh well, there you go, whatever. As long as it works. No observable object type of router found. All right, let's see what happens in the router. Tutorial. Oh, yeah, right. We did not give this one here. I kind of wish like a compiler would actually find it on the fly, but yeah, whatever. Let's just do that again. So that's what happens if you don't give it a environment object when you do that. Okay, there you go. So we have main view with the 1 as a navigation title, and we're going to go to the second view with the navigation title 2, so on and so forth. And now we are going to make it more versatile by manipulating this router that selected tab variable from any of those like floating up here. And let's say I'm gonna manipulate the first main view, and I'm gonna make this into a VStack. Feed that in there, and I'm gonna put a button and label text navigate to third view. So, okay, now what we're going to do right here as an action is that we're going to do router.shared.selected tab. We're going to change this to 2. So theoretically, since this one listens to the change of the selected tab variable, as soon as this one gets changed to 2, this will look for those like a tag item and display whatever the tag item we have. Now let's test out my shitty hypothesis by hitting Command and R. Navigate to third view. I really gotta grow up. So if I hit this, there you go. You go back to third view. And let's try to do pretty much the same thing on the third view. VStack. And I'm just gonna like put it down here. Button, copy paste because I am that lazy. And this one go back to main. Command and R, run this. Navigate to third view. Tap goes to third view, and let's tap on this navigate to the main view. Go back to the main view, just like so. All right, this is simple and very verbose, so I am sorry about that. I will be posting like a more Swift tutorial and maybe like expand this into using enums and some sort of like a hashable like a variable instead of just doing int, because it is kind of like a prone to like bad programming. Let's say somebody like feeds in like hey, router that shared the selected tab to like some like arbitrary number like so, then it's not going to do anything, and there's no way for us to check before that kind of stuff happens. So like it is wise for us to use enum instead. Anyway, that's going to be another video, but right now I think I'm going to conclude it here. And I have no idea how to conclude this. Like, this is what people say. Like, hey, please like and subscribe and comment or whatever, so I can just like make up this. So I can just like live off of this like a video and whatnot. All right, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.